Daniel Wendroso.
I'm Christina Bello.
And I'm Kay Gilbert.
And to give you a little background on our client, Boardwalk started in 1992 by Jim Botel. He originally is from Indiana, and while he lived in Indiana, his father had a tuck store. So when the family moved out here to California, they continued the same thing. They had a tuck store here. Then after being in the industry of suits for a very long time, Jim decided he was going to open up his own store in 1972 with a business partner and a total of about $1,500. They started their own store called David James. In 1992, they decided to switch from suits to more of a contemporary snow, skate, and surf store, and that's when Boardwalk opened. And there's two locations. One is in the Brea Mall, and one is in Yorba Linda. And Jim focuses on the store at the Brea Mall. Our goal is to help Jim successfully develop the image of Boardwalk and help him publicize and spread word and increase awareness of his store. For our first meeting, we met with Jim Botel. We decided to start discussing what was wrong with the store or what their weaknesses were. We asked him what he really wanted, what his goals were, and he told us basically because the store is not in a very good location, he needs to get the word out there about what he carries. And we started discussing that he should move to more of using the internet and social media. We then met with his store manager too in the next meeting, discussed what he wanted to do, stuff that they had done in the past that didn't really work. And then we also visited competing stores, such as PacSun and Zoomies and other stores in the Brea Mall that sell similar merchandise. So compare and contrast the structures of the store, their weaknesses, their strengths compared to Boardwalk. And in the next meeting, we decided to have a photo shoot of clothing that Jim carries in the store. And we made a Twitter and a Facebook for him, and we had the photo shoot, put all the photos up on the Facebook, and just tried to create more awareness for him.
I'll be talking about the target publics that we came up with as a group that we thought would be well suited for the company that Jim Botel created, which is known as Boardwalk. It was critical when we did the publics, just because, as people know, the skate industry is kind of an up and down industry. It's really popular and then it dies down. It's really popular and it dies down. When we approached Mr. Botel about the idea of this, he wanted us to know that his store wasn't just a skate shop. It was also to give back to the environment and show people that he cares also about the environment. So some of the people we decided to add into our Publix was male trendsetters between the ages of 15 to 18. These would be all the high school kids that everyone pretty much looks up to, the people everyone wants to dress like. We figured those would be good people to be wearing this type of clothing. We also did male students in high school between the ages of 14 and 17. This could be any kid, any kid from the most popular kid to just the regular Joe Schmo kid. So we also did males interested in extreme sports, just because Jim Botel offers snowboarding gear, skate gear. He's got all the extreme sports, like, if you watch the X Games, most of the stuff that's worn in there, Jim carries in his store. We also did environmentally conscious people, just because Jim carries a brand named Tom's, which when you buy a pair of Toms, he gives a pair of Toms to like a less fortunate country, such as I think it's like Africa or something beyond those lines. We also wanted to focus not heavily on females, just because there's not a large variety of female clothing in the store, but there is enough to where if a female wanted to shop there, she could shop comfortably. That's why we targeted the high school female between the ages of 15 and 17. That would be, the Toms, the cute purse, the wallets, things like that. Again, the girl that is the popular girl. We also did females that live around local beaches, just because he does carry like bikinis and the nice cute overtops for girls, and so we thought it would be important to target the local beaches. Another person we wanted to target was females that are environmentally conscious too, just because as males can be environmentally conscious, so can females, so we thought that would be important. We also do, because I know some females that are interested in extreme sports, so we want to target females that are also into the extreme sports. You know, that would be, again, the snowboarding, the surfing, the skateboarding. That would pretty much narrow it down for the extreme sports. And then another group we did was children, like parents of the children between 10 and 14. Obviously, parents have a big buying power when it comes to clothing, shoes. Kids control what the parent buys. So by targeting the parents, like come to our store, we can offer good prices for the stuff your kid wants. We thought that was actually really important. So that's our target public that we came up for Boardwalk.
Alright, moving on, I'm going to talk about the organizational structure of Boardwalk. Boardwalk maintains a very casual organizational structure, and after we thoroughly observed this structure, we decided that Botel has chosen a structure that works very well for him. As you can see, it's like a 3-tier pyramid, starting with James Botel. He is the owner. Then we have David Snyder, who is the store manager, and then we have below them are the employees. Very basic, very simple, and when you compare this structure to their competitors, as we said, Pack Centers, Zoomies, they have a more, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a more, like a larger scale of management, and it's more structured, I guess you would say. They have multiple levels, and it's more complex. But for James store, it's more structured into the fact so that he has more of a hands-on kind of feel. So him and David, when they're in the store, they know everything that's going on. They're very interactive with their employees, and especially with their customers that come in and out. They know everything that's going on within the store. We felt that worked very well for them, because when you go to a franchise store, you have different levels of management, communication gets lost through the mix of things, and it's just not a homey feeling when you walk into these stores. When you walk into Boardwalk, it's a completely different feel. And their basic overall climate is very well, we felt. So we can move on to our SWOT analysis.
I'll be covering the SWOT analysis of our project. This is actually the inside of a store. I just wanted to give you guys like a visual idea of what we're talking about. This is Boardwalk. That was the day of the photo shoot. This is actually one of the models. That's manager Dave. I just wanted you guys to gain a basic concept of what you're looking at. The SWOT analysis was probably the most difficult part. You never want to tell a client the negative things, because it's a difficult thing to do, but you have to, because it's part of our job. Some of the strengths is Tom's, the shoe I talked about. Boardwalk is actually licensed to sell Tom's. Not every store in the Brea Mall can carry Tom's. You have to have a special selling permit to sell Tom's. 2 stores in the Brea Malls carry it. That's Nordstrom's and Boardwalk. A lot of people don't go into Nordstrom's because it's a high-end store, so you automatically think high prices. That's an advantage for Jim, because Boardwalk isn't so, you wouldn't think, oh my gosh, the prices are going to be killer compared to Nordstrom's. You go in, you feel comfortable shopping there. It's a comfortable environment. Botel's involvement is excellent. He's always in the store. He opens the store every morning. He knows what's going on. Most owners sit back, let management run the store. Not Jim. Jim's in there every day looking at what can be done and how can he improve his store. I thought that was a big strength. Experience. He has 10 to 15 years experience within the skate industry. So that's a huge, huge strength that I thought worked for Boardwalk. Weaknesses, location. If you go into the mall, I think it's all about location. When you're walking around the mall, if you can't see the store, you're really not going to go in. Unfortunately, it's on the corner of Macy's. You have Macy's right facing forward, and then it's in a little corner on the side. Location is what he complained about. When we met him, he said, location, location, location is what's killing me. Limited space. As you can see, it's not a very big store. So it kind of looks clustered, which we told him, Jim, you need to figure out a method because it looks clustered in here. It's kind of hard to find things. You walk into a small store where the racks are all over the place. That's limited space. He had no online establishment. By that we mean there was no Facebook, no Twitter, no official web page, no blogs. He was not connected with the new digital world, which we think is a major weakness considering most things come from Facebook. That is primarily the reason why we created the Facebook, the Twitter, was to promote his upcoming event, which was the day after Thanksgiving, which is the biggest selling day for all businesses. Opportunities, like I said, was the social media, plus something that he's going to do December 18th. It's called the Tom's event. He's going to have local artists. When you purchase a pair of Tom's, a local artist will design your shoe for you. It's pretty cool. There's going to be a DJ there. That's a big opportunity for him to spread awareness by having a DJ in front of the store. Artist that creates curiosity. Threats. To me, to our group, we walked around, we went to Zoomies, we went to PacSun. The threats were that those were larger stores on bigger scales. They were able to order more inventory, run more discounts. They had location was much better, lighting was much better. Those are threats. You know, when you have a company that can order a lot more than you can, they can sell it at a cheaper rate than you can. So, like I said, the threats were Zoomies, PacSun, the Vance store, things beyond those lines. That covers our SWOT analysis.
Wait a minute, you didn't, like Danny already explained, you didn't have much of a PR strategy. You said that you went around and distributed flyers to colleges and local high schools and some signs around the store with not much success. So our PR strategy was to go ahead and create and manage a Twitter account with updates about upcoming events to reach a younger audience. Also to create and manage a Facebook account specifically for Boardwalk so that they can advertise their discounts and sales. A 20% increase in the average attendance of the previous TOMS event. The current average is about 150 people, and we're hoping to get a lot more traffic there by mailing out 500 one-page flyers on recycled paper to Orange and LA county areas, and also we'd like to distribute 500 Boardwalk flyers on college campuses, not just Cal State Fullerton, but local colleges, Cal State Long Beach, Orange Coast College, and other community colleges. All mailed by December 15th. And also we wanted to distribute flyers to local homes and colleges by December 15th. We wanted to create and send an email blast to purchase email lists and existing membership lists in Orange County areas to reach local residents. And also place ads in local OC Weekly by December 15th to get prepared for his December 18th coming up. And also we wanted to mail a PSA to local radio stations. And that was it for the field objectives. And then of course the methods of evaluation were to visit the URL sites that we created for Twitter and Facebook. We were going to measure the attendance from previous TOMS events. And we would compare them. We would measure the number of brochures mailed, verify that the deadlines were met. We do surveys of college students, verify deadlines for flyers distributed, and also the flyers that were, make sure that we verify the deadline of all the flyers that were mailed out. We would measure the amount of emails that were sent, and then also do a survey of the OC Weekly. And last, we would measure the radio coverage of our PSA.
Alright, in conclusion, when we first started with Boardwalk, they didn't really have any implemented public relations strategies, tactics, and tools. So we tried to give Jim Botel and his company as much help as we can in guidance, and we feel that with the development of social media, successful event planning, and outreach, Boardwalk should be able to maintain a more successful brand, as well increase the store's customer volumes.
I also wanted to add to this, the photo shoot that we did was completely all volunteer. The photographer was volunteer. That's actually a photo from the shoot. The photographer was volunteer. The makeup artist and the hair artist were from Paul Mitchell. They were volunteer. Everything was volunteer work. No one actually paid for any of the pictures, any of the models. The models were all just friends of ours that we gathered together and put it all together. We wanted to do this for Jim and it not cost him money, just to show him, you know, the dedication we had towards actually getting his shop off the ground. And these are some of the pictures that were actually used for the photo shoot. They're going to be blown up and placed in the store. It's a little more attractive than what he has right now.
And we kind of inspired him to, he's going to actually get a official website, and he wants to do photo shoots for every season of clothing they get now. So.
Anybody have any questions?